Chapter 2. Burn the Map. They'll tell you life is a sequence, that power is a process, that success is just obedient motion, one tidy letter after another. A, B, C. But here's the truth. The alphabet is a cage. Every letter is a checkpoint. Every step is a test of obedience dressed up as progress. They don't want you to think about Z. They want you to be stuck in E, evaluating, in H, hoping, in P, performing. Trump didn't follow the alphabet. He didn't even acknowledge it. He skipped the line, rewrote the letters, and convinced the world that spelling things right was weakness. That's part of his power, but it's also the weakness I'm going to expose. Because if you want to dismantle a con, you have to understand the parts that make it work. And I get it because I've done it. Not to deceive, to win. Shortcut to the throne. When I was a kid, I fell in with a crew. Cooler side of the coin, darker edge of right. They weren't saints, but they had rhythm, cadence, and I matched it. Not by pretending, by understanding. I saw the tells, the cracks, the patterns, mapped the weaknesses, memorized the masks, and before long, I wasn't part of the crew, I was steering it. They looked to me not because I was perfect, but because I was certain. I gave them tone, direction, and boundaries, and somehow they mistook that for virtue. Out of that chaos, I got the girl, same one I'm married to today. That wasn't luck, that was design. I knew what I was building, and once I got what I came for, I let the whole thing go. Didn't make a scene, didn't burn a bridge, I just disappeared. Objective complete. The alphabet game. Early in my career, I worked in the general office of one of the biggest home improvement retailers in the country. My job wasn't flashy, but it was everything. I didn't just buy product, I built its entire go-to market existence, from the first pitch to the final shelf tag. I touched it all. I wrote the proposals, I met with the vendors, I created the SKUs, generated the barcodes, set the pricing, mapped out the copy, packaging, marketing, merchandising, planogram, timing, everything. I was a guy who didn't just approve the product, I architected the alphabet it had to pass through to survive. And at first, I did everything the right way, A to Z, every letter, every step. I didn't skip around, I didn't cut corners, I walked the full line, A, B, C, D, E, carrying the weight, checking every box, owning every outcome. And for a while that mattered, doing it the right way, proving I could, showing I understood the whole machine. But then something happened. I started jumping straight to Z. Not by accident, not out of laziness, I just knew the outcome, and I moved like it was already mine. And you know what? The rest of the alphabet caught up. I looked back and things were getting done. Barcodes appeared, vendors followed, plans wrote themselves, people filled in the blanks like they were afraid to admit I never filled them in myself. If you act like Z is inevitable, the world will build the bridge behind you. I don't know why it works, I just know it does. Because once you've earned the right to jump the alphabet, you don't walk anymore, you lead. The day the map died. My first major buyer meeting. Guy walks in, polished, sharp, towering like an ogre in a black leather trench coat. Looked like he could run a hedge fund or a hit squad. All business, deep voice, briefcase in hand. Shakes our hands over his car, does the dance, professional as hell. Then he opens the briefcase. It's a baby tub sprayer, a cheap little plastic attachment, cartoon packaging, happy baby getting rinsed off. And I lose it. Full-on laugh attack, tears, can't breathe, can't stop, the kind of laughter that makes your chest hurt, your credibility collapse, and he just stood there. He didn't flinch, didn't blink, didn't break stride, he just muttered, Z, motherfucker, and kept going. Smooth, focused, ice cold. I walked out of that room like a goddamn clown. He walked out with a deal. And that product, on the shelf. Later, once I stopped laughing, once I sobered up from the embarrassment, I saw it clearly. Motherfucker played me. He'd been in that room before, probably dressed like that for this reaction. He wanted me off balance. He wanted the laugh because I was showing emotion. He was showing power. He didn't need the whole pitch. He didn't need to impress me. He went straight to the kill. straight to Z. And I respected the hell out of it, so I called him and I added his weird little product, not because it was great, because he earned it. That was the day I stopped laughing in meetings. The day I learned there's no honor in walking the whole alphabet when Z is already yours. My biggest leap. During the pandemic, every analyst had the same script: pull back, protect the budget, retail slowing. But I wasn't reading the script, I was reading the man writing it. I knew something they didn't. Trump wasn't going to let a single bad headline squeeze out that spray-tanned ego. He'd flood the market with cash. He'd rewrite the laws of economic gravity if that's what it took to look strong. So while they played defense, I slammed the heavy button. I stocked up, bet big, moved like Z was guaranteed, and when the cash dropped, the shelves moved fast, loud, record-breaking. That wasn't luck, that was instinct sharpened into strategy. That was me using Z with precision, not emotion, not chaos, controlled detonation. Real power has consequences. See, here's the difference. Trump goes straight to Z too, but when he does it, he doesn't care who gets crushed in the gap. You can skip the alphabet in business because the system around you will hustle to keep up, clean it up, patch it, deliver. But when you try to govern like that, when you bulldoze through institutions, ignore checks, fake the math and call it efficiency, you don't just break the rules, you break the people living under them. You skip to Z and you forget to fund A. You rewrite laws without reading them. You torch safety nets, science, supply chains, and call it vision. Meanwhile, real lives fall through the cracks, and people die in the spaces you never bothered to fill. That's the cost of false confidence, of weaponized shortcuts, of pretending the government is just business with a bigger budget. It's not. It's blood, it's trust, it's systems that actually hold the world together. Trump never learned that, and he never will. But I did, and now I'm going to use the very thing he thought made him untouchable. This idea that only the bold get to skip the line, and turn it into the blade that ends his con. Because I can match him step for step, but unlike him, I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing.